Honey, where are my socks? Honey, where are my socks? Honey, where?
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like fucker? You fucker, hey fucker!
Huh? What the f?
Hello, hello, hello. This is Gainax Slime here again with another installment of my anime reviews. It's been a while since I've done an anime review, so I thought I'd do a particularly unusual yet special one. Before I get to that, I'd just like to note that you probably notice the visuals in my current review are not animated. That's because the jackasses involved in the copyright department and YouTube have been slamming my anime reviews for their video clips and restricting their visuals and where people can see them. The last one, Perfect Blue, got hit pretty hard, so to avoid further conflict with that, I've decided that unfortunately I'll have to just do anime reviews in slideshow format as I have done with my previous movie reviews. I don't like to do that. I prefer to do clips. I feel it's more authentic to give you an idea of what the show is actually like instead of showing you pictures. But then again, people seem to have responded more to my movie reviews with the slideshow images and giving more ratings than I have with the video clips, and maybe it's a little distracting for some people, so that's fine, and I'll just stick with this for now. But back to the review. The series I'll be reviewing is Fooly Cooly, or Fooly Cooly, or you prefer to say it. Fooly Cooly is brought to you by Sync Point Productions, and stars Barbara Goodson as Nandaba Naota, Kari Walgren as Haruhara Haruko, Jennifer Sekiguchi as Samajima Mamimi, Dave Mallow as Commander Amaro, and Heather Lee Jolson as Ninamori Eri. The plot. That's actually quite a challenge because Fooly Cooly is one of the most difficult animes to try and actually explain. I'll do my best. It focuses on a young boy named Naota who lives in a little town where everything's ordinary, nothing extraordinary happens, and he spends most of his days hanging around under a bridge with his American baseball brother's girlfriend, Mamimi, who is older than him and is a lot more unusual than him, until one day he's struck and nearly killed when he's run over and smacked in the face with a guitar by a crazy woman calling herself Haruhara Haruko. She claims to be an alien from outer space who's come here looking for something. And ever since she has graced Naota with her presence and her guitar, he's found that she has been living in his house as a housekeeper hired by his single-parent father, and that for some strange reason giant robots seem to burst out of Naota's head, and Haruko fights them along with another robot named Kanti. Wackiness ensues, and insanity ensues. As I said before, Fooly Cooly is an extremely difficult anime to try and explain as far as plot, and because it's a relatively short series, it's wacky in almost every single episode, and just gets stranger and stranger. So I did the best I could. Fooly Cooly is definitely an anime series that requires to be seen. You have to see it to believe it, as they say. Review of the plot. The fact that Fooly Cooly is so completely outrageous, as you can tell, of how silly and bizarre it sounded when I actually described it, actually makes the series that much more credible, because despite how utterly ridiculous the whole plot is, of robots bursting out of a kid's head and just these crazy, ludicrous things happen in these episodes, the series takes it in an extremely serious and yet silly approach. It's the only anime series I have ever seen that I can say is completely serious and completely silly at the exact same time. The plot is actually extremely deep when you look at the underlying themes of it. There's a lot of themes of growing up, maturity, responsibility, acting more grown up, acting your own age, and young love, dealing with the consequences of that. And as I said, as silly as it sounds, the whole talk of aliens and robots, the series takes it on a much more serious note than most people would like to think. And I think because this show is absolutely so zany and silly and wacky, no one expected them to mix seriousness into it, and not only that, but mix it very well. Review of the characters. As with any good story, wacky or non-wacky, you need a good cast to follow through, and Fooly Cooly certain does that. Fooly Cooly has a relatively small size cast, at least as far as the leads. Most of it follows Naota and Haruko and Mamimi. They're pretty much the main ones that almost everything revolves around. And it's so interesting because these characters, just like this plotline, are almost completely impossible to try and describe. Naota is probably the only one who I can actually describe. He's a very serious young boy who's the only one in his seemingly in his whole city where he grew up. He's the only one who seems to act more mature. He actually acts far beyond his age, and he acts more mature than half the adults do, including his father. Haruko is an unbelievable character. She's probably one of the greatest anime characters ever created. She's just absolutely crazy, funny, silly, serious, weird. She's aggressive, she's sexy. She does the most bizarre things with her guitar, revving up like a chainsaw, dressed in a Playboy bunny suit, and just beating robots with the guitar. She's an unbelievably imaginative character. I cannot do her justice. I don't think any anime reviewer can honestly do her justice because her personality and outrageous behavior is just too extreme for words. Mamimi, who is my favorite character of the series, is a really unique girl. I think she's very beautiful looking, and yet she's so strange. Yet you can sense a lot of sincerity in her voice, and despite her weird words that she chooses and the way she acts around Naota, despite the fact that she is older and is originally his older brother's girlfriend, you can really sense a sense of emotion and affection from her, and that's really brought out in not only her mannerisms, but at the excellent job that Jennifer Sekiguchi did as her voice actress. She really emphasized the emotion in her voice with just these simple weird phrases, and she's a truly complex character just like everyone else. Dave Mal is Commander Amaro, Heather Lee Jolson is Nina Moriarty. They're all excellent characters who are, while not as focused as heavily as the main three, still can be just as wacky and as serious as the other characters, and it's nice that everyone in the show can follow such a great example. Music and animation, I can only use one word to describe both of them. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, it's actually 4 words, but anyways. The animation is unbelievably detailed. It has a variety of all kinds and is absolutely insane. It's so brightly colored, so detailed. The characters, their expressions are perfectly brought to life in these outrageously over-exaggerated facial expressions, and half the series' entire source of attention. And the best part of the series, I would say, is the animation and the music. It's so incredible. The Pillows, the band that does pretty much the entire music for the whole show, the opening, the ending, the middle, their music is unbelievable. I've never seen an anime series flow so perfectly with this music. It's constantly in the show, and it never feels tiresome, never feels repetitive, and never fails to meet the specifications of the scene. The anime, it's just too incredible for words. This series is one of a kind and extremely unique, and it's almost impossible for me to really describe it without saying, go see the series for yourself, because it's such a unique experience. Cons about the series, I originally was upset that it was only 6 episodes, but that actually doesn't bother me anymore, because it manages to tell the story in the time that it has. The only downside I have to say is that, in regards to the climax, I was rather upset because there's a certain revelation that kind of upsets me, and it's truly, in my sense, kind of bums me out, because the particular character this revelation comes from was coming off as extremely likable, and I was very upset at how the revelation turned, because it feels like a sense of contradiction to how the character was designed. The character was set up to be highly attention grabber, and I felt the revelation, while accurate to the character, it really just kind of bummed me out because of that revelation. It was an unfortunate realization, and it left a little bit of sour taste, but not much. That doesn't mean I hate the series, but that is something that I feel contradicts a lot of the attention that this character has got. I'm not going to say who it is or how the character's revelation reveals to anything, because I want you guys to see it for yourself. Final wrap up, bottom line, go buy this series. Go see it, download it, rent it, burn it. I don't care what you do, but Fooly Cooly is an absolute must-have series. It's a must-own, must-see, must-everything. Out of 5 stars, I give Fooly Cooly a perfect 5-star out of 5 stars review. Well, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed listening to my review. This is Bionic Slime for WTF Productions. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.